Good morning, students. Class 12th, chapter number 3, matrices, lecture number 1 homework and lecture number 2. So let us start with exercise 3.1, some of the questions. In exercise 3.1, you were given questions to attempt. So let us discuss question number 6, third part. Just to see, in it is given that there is a matrix which has the elements. The first element is x plus y plus z, the second is x plus z, and the third is y plus z. And this matrix is given as equal to, that this matrix is equal to the matrix which has the elements as 9, 5 and 7. So see, the order of the matrix is same here. For equality of matrices, yesterday we discussed that first thing the order should be same and then the elements or the entries should be identical. So we will write from them x plus y plus z is equal to 9. So x plus z you see is equal to 5, and the third thing that we notice is y plus z equals 7. So just see, putting x plus z as 5, we get 5 plus y equals 9. So y will be equal to 9 minus 5, hence y is equal to 4. Now, using the value of y as 4, in this equation, we can write 4 plus z equals 7. That means z is equal to 7 minus 4, which gives us 3. So, the value of z is 3. So, we have z value, we have y value. Using the value of z as 3, we can write x plus 3 as equal to 5, and from here x will be equal to 5 minus 3, which gives x as equal to 2. So the values of x, y, z are 2, 4 and 3 respectively. Clear? So what we have done is equated or compared the corresponding elements of both the matrices. Clear? Let us do another question. So let us discuss question number 7. In question number 7, we have been given the matrices as, the first one is, in this we have to find out the value of a, b, c, d. Okay, the equation given is a minus b, the second is 2a plus c, the third element is 2a minus b, and the fourth is 3c plus d. So this is equal to minus 1, 15, and then the elements are 0, 13. So because the matrices are equal, we will equate the corresponding elements. So from first we have a minus b as equal to minus 1. From here we have 2a minus b as equal to 0. Also we can get 2a is equal to b. So the value of b is 2a. Putting this value here in this equation, we get it as a minus, instead of b we can put 2a. 2a equals minus 1. A minus 2a is minus a equals minus 1. This gives us value of a as 1. If a is equal to 1, from here we can write b as equal to 2. So we have calculated a and b. Similarly, from here we can write 2a plus c equals 15. We know the value of a, which is 2, plus c equals 15. So c value will be equal to 13. Similarly, d can be calculated as 3c plus d equals 13. We can put instead of c as 13, we'll get 3 into 13 plus d equals 13. So similarly, we can find the value of d as well. Clear? This is how you are going to calculate the values of a, b, c and d. One thing to correct is, in most of the books the value of 15 is changed and it is written as equal to 5. So you can solve it with 2a plus c as equal to 5. So it will give the value of c as 3, and when you put c as equal to 3, you get d value as equal to 4. Clear? So we will get d as equal to 4 in that case. Clear? So solve accordingly to the value given, right? And the correct value is 5 here. So this is all about exercise 3.1. Now we are going to learn some more operations on matrices. So the topic that we are going to learn today is operations on matrices. You know, the operations are addition, subtraction that we are going to learn today. Multiplication of matrices is very important and a bit lengthy method that you need to carefully learn. So starting with the first topic, which is addition of matrices. Okay, for addition of matrices, suppose Fatima has two factories at places A and B. There are two places A and B. Okay, I'm naming them place A and place B. So Fatima has two factories at places A and B. Each factory produces sport shoes for boys and girls in three different price categories labeled as 1, 2 and 3. Clear? And the quantities produced by each factories are represented as matrices. So at factory A the quantities are, so I'm labeling them. So I told you labels are first, second and third, 1, 2 and 3. Okay, according to their price categories. Here it is for boys and the second column is for girls. So what are the number of items that they are producing? 80. Category 2, that means label 2, it is 75 and here it is 90. The second one for girls, it is 60. In the second category it is 65 and in the third one it is 85. Okay, for B factory the list is given as, or the data is represented in the matrix as first kind of label, second and third label. Okay, and here it is boys, here it is girls. So here the production is such that for boys of label 1 90, of label 2 70, of label 3 75. Then in the second one, which is for girls, the items or the number of items are 50, 55 and 75. Now suppose Fatima wants to know the total production of sports shoes in each price category. Then the total production. So for the first category, just to see here, first category, how will she find is for boys. What is for boys? In the first category in matrix A, that means at place A, factory A, then my items are 80. So 80 plus, same in the first category only. You see here both have one category or first label. So here it is for boys 90. So 80 plus 90. Total production at both the places is equal to 80 plus 90. Okay, and for girls, if I say this is for boys, for girls she will have how much? 60 plus 50 for label 1, 60 plus 50. Similarly, for second category she will have 75 and 70, that is for boys, and for girls 65 plus 55. And in the third factory or in the third category, I say for both the factories the production is for boys 90 plus 75 and for girls it is 85 in the first factory and 75 in the second factory. Clear? Thus this data can be represented in matrix form as, so I'm just supposing, I'm just writing here because it will be relatable. So the first element is 80 plus 90. The second one is 60 plus 50 for girls, because we have to write for boys in first and for girls here. So for boys the three items or the three numbers are like this, that I'm representing the same information I'm placing in 90 plus 75, here it will be 65 plus 55 and the last one is 85 plus 75. So see what we have done, we have actually added the corresponding elements of one matrix to the corresponding element of another matrix. Just to see A11, that means first row, first column, the element is 80. Right, and in the factory B or the second matrix, the first column, first matrix element is 90. So we have added 80 with 90. That means the corresponding elements we are going to add. See, 80 is added to 90, 60 is added to 50. They are at the same position and the matrices are equal in order. Whatever is the order, what is the order of this matrix? How many rows? 3 rows. Columns are 2. Here also 3 rows, 2 columns. So the order is same. So first thing, for addition of matrices, the order of the matrices has to be same. Clear? Now this is how you are going to add the matrix. Now we are going to do one example to see how to add two matrices. This was a practical example that I told you. Okay, let us start. Suppose the question given is matrix A is given to you as square root of 3, 1, minus 1. The second row elements are 2, 3, 0. Okay, matrix B is given as 2, square root of 5, 1, minus 2, 3 and 1 divided by 2. So these are the elements of second row. Okay, now they're asking us to find out A plus B. Okay, if we have to find out A plus B, first of all, we will be adding the corresponding elements of A with the corresponding element of B. So root 3 will be added to 2. So we get root 3 plus 2. 1 will be added to square root of 5. 1 plus square root of 5. The next will be minus 1 plus 1. So it will be 0. Next is 2 plus minus of 2. Just to see, it will be 0. 3 minus 3, it is 0, and 0 minus 1 by 2 is minus of 1 by 2. So this is the answer for A plus B. Clear? This is how we add the matrices. Okay, so just to see now, multiplication of a matrix by a scalar. There is one more concept. Let us just start it. Matrix multiplication. Okay, we are doing the multiplication of a matrix with a scalar. Okay, so with the scalar means suppose that scalar number is represented by k, it can be any real number. So suppose the matrix given to us is, suppose matrix A is given as 3, 1, 1.5, square root of 5, 7, minus 3, and then 2, 0 and 5. Now we have to calculate 3A. That means we have to multiply the matrix A with 3. So what is this property that whenever we multiply a matrix with a scalar number, I am considering here a fixed number, let it be 3. So each and every element of the matrix will get multiplied with 3. Clear? So what is the answer for this? We will get 3 3s are. That means we have to multiply each entry, each element or the value in the matrix with this scalar number. So 3 3s are 9, 3 1s are 3, then 3 multiplied with 1.5 is 4.5, then 3 square root of 5, then 3 7s are 21, 3 and minus 3 will give us minus 9, 3 into 2 will be 6, then it is 0, and 3 5s are 15. So this is what is the answer of this matrix. So if I write is generally, the property is k times of A matrix. Okay, the elements are in what form? So k multiplied with Aij and the matrix order is m cross n, right? So we can write it as k times of Aij. That means k will get multiplied with each and every element or the entry of the matrix in that case. Clear? One more thing to note here is negative of a matrix. How do we find the negative of a matrix? Suppose of A matrix I have to find the negative. It is represented by minus A. That means each and every element of the matrix, okay, will change its sign. If they are plus, they'll become negative. If they are negative, they'll become plus. That means we are multiplying each and every element of the matrix with minus 1. Clear? Now comes difference of matrices. We have done what? Addition of matrices. Now comes difference of matrices. So how do we do that? Difference is actually A minus B, or it can also be written as A plus minus 1 of B. Correct? That means we have A matrix, we will multiply matrix B elements with minus 1, and then we can do the addition that we have learned. So suppose I'm giving one example how to do the questions on it. Suppose we are given a matrix A. The elements in matrix A are 1, 2, 3, and second row it is 2, 3, 1. Okay, and there is another matrix, that is B. Matrix B elements are 3, minus 1, 3, then minus 1, 0, and 2. Just to see carefully, the order of the matrices, both the matrices is same. So we have to calculate 2A minus B. So first of all, we are going to multiply matrix A with 2. So 2 times of matrix A, that means each and every entry that is placed here is going to get multiplied with 2. So what are we going to get? 2, 4, 6, then 4, 6, and 2. So this is what 2A, and from it we are going to subtract B matrix. So just to see, this is the value of 2A. So 2A minus B will be equal to 2A is 2, 4, 6, then 4, 6, 2, and matrix B is 3, minus 1, 3, minus 1, 0, and 2. So to subtract it, we are going to subtract the corresponding elements. So from 2 we will subtract minus 3. Okay, 2 minus 3 will give us minus 1. Then 4 minus of minus 1 will give us 5. 6 minus 3 will give us 3. 4 minus of minus 1 will give us 5. 6 minus 0 is 6. 2 minus 2 is 0. So this is the answer of 2A minus B. This is how you are going to solve the questions for subtraction. Let us now discuss some properties of matrix addition. First one is commutative law. Okay. Matrix addition is commutative. Whatever the answer you get from A plus B, you will get the same answer from B plus A. Clear? So in general form we can write that A plus B will be equal to, see, it will be Aij, all the elements, plus elements of B matrix, let us represent with Bij. So this will be equal to Bij plus Aij. Addition is going to be same. So this is equal to B plus A. Clear? The second one is associative law of addition. In that, what can we say, that A plus B plus C. First you add B plus C, and whatever the answer comes, you then add A matrix in that, or you first add A and B and then add the value of matrix C in that. So you're going to get the same answer. Clear? Now comes the third property, which is known as existence of additive identity. So this identity says, if suppose we have matrix A and you are going to add a 0 matrix that we learnt yesterday, it is to be represented by a capital O. So both have the same order. If you add them or you do it with O plus A, you are going to get matrix A only. Clear? In other words, we can say this O is the, that means that 0 matrix is the additive identity for matrix addition. Okay, now the fourth property is existence of additive inverse. According to this, if we have a matrix A, okay, the negative of the matrix will be minus of A. If we are going to add these two matrices, we get the answer as a 0 matrix. That means minus A is the additive inverse of A or negative of A. Clear? Now let us learn some properties of scalar multiplication. The first one is, if I write k times of A plus B, it can be written as k times of A matrix plus k times of B matrix. The second one is, if we have k plus L times of A, this can be written as k times of A plus L times of A. Clear? Where k and L are scalars. Let us now start with some examples of exercise 3.2. In question number 1, matrix A is given as, the elements are 2, 4, 3, 2. Then matrix B is given as 1, 3, minus 2 and 5. Then matrix C is given as minus 2, 5 and 3 and 4 are the second row elements. So in the first part we have to calculate A plus B. I think everybody is able to do the addition of the matrices now. Second, we have to calculate A minus B. You can subtract the matrices. Third, it is 3A minus C. So first of all, you are going to multiply each and every element of the matrix A with 3. You will get 3A minus you have to subtract the elements of matrix C. Clear? So I think question number 1 can be attempted by everyone. Question number 2 has 4 parts in it. So I'm just going to discuss 2 of the parts. So let us discuss second part first. Okay, it is question number 2. The matrix given are A square plus B square, then B square plus C square. The next one is A square plus C square, and the next is A square plus B square. Okay, plus in the second matrix we have the elements as 2AB, 2BC, minus of 2AC, minus of 2AB. Okay, let us add the corresponding elements of both the matrices. So what is the first element that we are going to get? A square plus B square will get added to this 2AB. So you get A square plus B square plus 2AB, which you also know is the identity for A plus B whole square. The second one will be B square plus C square plus 2BC, which is nothing but B plus C whole square. The third one you will get A square plus C square minus 2AC, which is the formula of A minus C whole square. The last one is A square plus B square minus 2AB. So we are going to get it as A minus B whole square. So this is the final matrix, the addition of the matrices that you are going to get. Clear? So the other 3 parts can be easily done by you people. So use the identities as much as possible wherever it comes. Then question number 3 right now we are not going to do because we haven't done multiplication of matrices that we are going to learn in next lecture. So now you can attempt question number 4. I'll just hint you about question number 4, what is to be done. So in question number 4, matrix A is given to you. Okay, it is a 3 cross 3 matrix. Matrix B is also 3 cross 3 matrix, and matrix C is also 3 cross 3 matrix. So remember, for addition and subtraction the order of matrices should be same. Okay, and you have to find out first A plus B, then you have to find B minus C. Okay, and then you have to verify that A plus B minus C is equal to A plus B minus C. So first of all, just find out B minus C, subtract the corresponding elements of B and C, you get another matrix, and that matrix is to be added into matrix A. Similarly, on the another side, that means the right hand side, you are going to first add matrix A and B, add the corresponding elements of both the matrices, and then whatever matrix you get, that is to be from that matrix you have to subtract the elements of matrix C. Clear? This can be done. Question number 5 also can be done by you. Let us discuss question number 6 now. In question number 6, we have been given the matrices. That means we have to simplify it. Cos of theta, and then the matrix is cos theta, sin theta, then minus sin theta and cos theta. Okay, plus sin theta, and the matrix elements are sin theta minus cos theta, then cos theta and sin theta. Now multiplication of matrix means what? Cos theta will get multiplied with each and every entry here. So what is the matrix that becomes? Cos square theta, cos theta sin theta, then we have minus cos theta sin theta, and the last element will become cos square theta. Okay, plus in the another matrix we'll have sin into sin is sin square theta minus sin theta cos theta, then sin theta cos theta, and the last element will be sin square theta. Now adding the corresponding elements, just see cos square theta plus sin square theta, it will give you 1. Cos theta sin theta minus cos theta sin theta, they both are same. Okay, with a negative sign, so we are going to subtract them, it will be 0. Minus cos theta sin theta plus sin theta cos theta, it will also give us 0. Cos square theta plus sin square theta, it will give us 1. So actually we are getting an identity matrix whose order is 2 cross 2. Clear? So this is how you are going to solve. Now question number 7 can be done by you, 8 as well. Let us discuss question number 9. In question number 9 of exercise 3.2, we have to find x and y, and the matrices are given as 2 multiplied with the matrix 1 3 0 x, then plus you have y 0 1 2, okay, and this is equal to given as 5 6 1 8. Okay, let us first simplify our left hand side and then we'll compare the elements. That means because the matrices are given as equal. So let us multiply this 2 with each and every entry of this matrix. We have 2, 2 3s are 6, 0 and 2x. Then we have y, 0, 1 and 2. And here it is 5, 6, 1, 8. Okay, let us add them. 2 plus y, then 6 plus 0 is 6, 0 plus 1 is 1, 2x plus 2 is 2x plus 2. Okay, and it is equal to 5, 6, 1, 8. Solving it, just see 2 plus y will be equal to 5. So from here y is equal to 3. And from here 2x plus 2 is equal to 8. So 2x is equal to 6, hence x is equal to 3. So x and y values are equal, they are 3, 3 each. So for homework you are going to do question number 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12 and 13. These are the questions of exercise 3.2 that are to be done by you in your homework notebook. Clear? Okay, so that's all for today. Thank you. Subscribe the EdQuark channel.